Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm doing some short videos about disability, and today I'm going to focus on what is intensive interaction. If I roll back about 6 or 7 years, I'd never heard of it before. I didn't know what it was. Intensive interaction is a way of communicating, usually with non-verbal children or adults that have a disability, and it's a way of getting into their world. So intensive interaction is a communication style, usually play-based, and I always think of it in terms of the 3 C's. This is how I think of it. See what they're doing, copy, and congratulate. So if you're trying to do intensive interaction with a child that's non-verbal, when I say see, you might see that they're playing with part of a toy. You might see that they're dancing on the spot. You might see that they're focusing on, I don't know, something. You might see that they're looking at a picture. You might see that they're playing with a sensory toy. And when I say playing, they might be playing with a certain part of it or just touching it or something. So you have to see what they're doing and then you copy. So it has to be led by them. So that's one of the crucial things about intensive interaction. It's not led by the parent or the support worker. It's actually led by the child or the disabled adult that you're doing intensive interaction with. So you see what they're doing, you copy it. So if it's okay to get into their space, and you'll be able to gauge that with your intuition. So then you'll copy what they're doing, or you might want to change it up a bit. So for instance, and the other thing I need to make clear, they might be verbalizing or humming or something. So they might not be playing with anything. They might be doing something like da 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 da. They might be humming or singing the same thing over and over again. So you might want to join in and go da 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 and copy exactly what they're doing. But sometimes you don't want to copy exactly what they're doing, and you have to use your intuition. So you might want to change it up a bit, da 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 da, to change the tune. Or you might want to, for instance, if they're playing with something, copy them and then start playing with a different part of the toy. So see what they're doing, copy it, but when you copy, you might want to change it up a bit and you have to use your intuition. Intuition's important, empathy, observational skills and intuition. And then congratulates, because what normally happens, and what normally happens, they'll start singing more, playing with the toy more, or they'll get enjoyment from the playing with the toy or the sensory thing. So the see, copy, and then congratulate. So then you'll want to say, well done, that's really good the way you're playing with that toy, or well done, really good singing. So the congratulating, and I know this myself because I've used this technique a lot, is really important, because it really reaffirms that what they're doing is really good and they're really good at what they're doing. So like I said, you might be singing, copying and congratulating, singing, humming, or them playing with something, or them looking at something, or even them dancing on the spot. It's any action or verbalization. And it's usually non-verbal people. So when I say verbalization, it's humming or da, 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 da. And sometimes they don't do that, but sometimes they do. Trying to think of another sort of example. I watched a video where there was one autistic teenager, and he was actually obsessed at that point, quite obsessed with rubber gloves, and the support worker she saw what he was doing and she started trying to play with the rubber glove as well, and he seemed to like the interaction and she really congratulated. So something like that as well. So or they might be playing with part of a sensory toy, but the congratulating part is really important, and basically it has to be led by the disabled child or adult. You have to see, copy and congratulate. And really what this is about is communicating with them by getting into their world. And intuition and empathy is really important, because that's how we gauge a lot of things when dealing with non-verbal or pre-verbal individuals. I hope that's helpful. Until next time, goodbye.